Hey guys, good afternoon. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. This is actually the show 33, episode 1. And the reason I'm recording it today, actually live again, is because StreamYard had some challenges. So about once or twice a year that happens. So when it does, unfortunately, I have to re-record the episode again and rebroadcast. So again, I'm great to have you here with me. It is August 11, 2024, and this is the August, by the way, this is the August 10th show. In case you guys are wondering, I just want to say thank you, whether you're here with me at 1:06 p.m., 1:06 a.m., 3 a.m., 3 p.m., 6 a.m., 6 p.m., it doesn't really matter. Thanks for being here. So the topic is ways to reprogram our brain. And we're doing something new now. When we start the master topic for the week, we're always going to have the first show be kind of like the teaser of what we're going to be talking about for the week. And then we'll go into all those great details in the week. All right. So the master topic of the week is ways to program our brain. Series 3, show 33, episode 1. So there are multiple ways to reprogram our brain. One way is, first thing is that we have to understand what reprogramming means, right? So that's the first thing we understand. So according to Merriam-Webster, which is where, I always go to get this information. So reprogram, according to, is to revise, rewrite, such as a program, especially on a computer, to program anew. The word, and by the way, that's a verb. Program itself is a noun. Program is, according to Merriam-Webster, brief, usually printed outline of the order to be followed, of the features to be presented, and the persons participating, as in public performers. A program like for somebody on stage, Broadway, etc. A recital. It could be even like a special ceremony. It could be things like an inauguration ceremony. It could be an Eagle Scout Court of Honor. It could be a lot of different things. It could be a retirement party. It could be a lot of things. And so it's nice to have that curriculum, right? Even when you're in school, you have a program or a curriculum that you follow. So a sequence of code instructions that can be inserted into a mechanism such as a computer. That's what we mostly know program for. Program itself can also be termed as a verb. I'm going to program the computer. I'm going to program you to arrange or furnish a program of or for, to enter into a program such as sports. It could be other scholastic activities, to control by or as if by a program, to code in an organism's program, to provide with a biological program, to predetermine the thinking behavior or operations of as if by a computer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you this. So when we think about program, a lot of the things that you're doing right now are happening because of people that were around you when you were younger. Could be your parents, could be a lot of things. And, you might be frustrated because you're like, why am I still running these programs? Well, so programming a computer and programming our human mind is a lot different, which is what we're going to learn this week. I mean, it's a lot different. And so what I want to get into, again, is to explain what we're going to be talking about this week. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, obviously, now we know what programming is, and we're going to get more detailed into that. One way to program or reprogram our mind is to use something called positive affirmations. By the way, do check out my hat, believemeachieve.com, for more of my amazing, inspiring creations. Positive affirmations. I'm not going to get into what they are today and how to use them. We're going to dive into each one. Every day, we're going to take one of these topics. So this is kind of like a higher level overview of what we're going to be talking about this week. Visualization is also very, very important. Learning how to visualize. A lot of people saying, oh, John, I can't see anything. I close my eyes and I see darkness. Well, that's okay. We're going to explain to you what that means in English and how you can still program even if you just see black, okay, or nothing. Hypnosis. So hypnosis is a trance-like state almost before sleep, but it's a trance-like state where we actually quiet the chattering monkeys of your mind so we can get into what we call the critical faculties. And so that's very important. Hypnosis, even though you've heard that it can be done by other people, Hypnosis can be done by yourself, self-hypnosis, okay? A practitioner will guide you through, but you actually can, with some practice, learn how to hypnotize yourself. I got certified in hypnosis many years ago, and I have to tell you, it was a remarkable thing that really changed my life. But you don't get the benefit of learning how to hypnotize right away because it just doesn't hit you all of a sudden. Why? Well, it's like you have the key to this castle, but you don't know where the castle is, so you don't know where to go put the key, right? You don't know which lock. If you have a key and there are millions of locks, how do you know which lock you're supposed to put the key into, right? All right. Subliminal audio and video. We're going to talk about, do they really work? How do they work? And again, how long do all these things take to actually make a change in our mind and body? I got to tell you something. It doesn't happen by just once. Like with a computer, you upload a program and it's ready to go. Our body's not like that, unfortunately. Takes a lot more to program us. All right, meditation. We have talked about meditation in the past, and meditation is always a good gateway to where we want to be because it gets us centered in the now moment, right? We want to focus on the present. We don't want to focus on the past. We want to focus on the present. If we focus on the present, then, ladies and gentlemen, there is so much potential in our life because the present is really, really cool, okay? The present is very, very cool. And if you can just understand the present, then you'll be like, oh, wait a minute, I actually get this. I understand why this isn't working. And so many people I talk to, they focus on the future. They focus on the past. And so if you're looking to learn a lesson, it's great to reflect on the past so you don't make that same mistake again, right? We learned from a wise person, Einstein, the definition of doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Well, that's insanity, okay? So we need to learn how to focus on the present moment. Now, that might sound hard, but with practice, ladies and gentlemen, it's something that everyone has the ability to do. So these are all different areas we're going to touch on this week. Controlling your will and habits. Maybe just having willpower to not eat that extra piece of candy, or, your willpower to go exercise. These are all things that you can do, and we can learn how to develop our willpower. Maybe it's the ability to motivate ourselves to stay on the path for education, whether that's reading, whether it's learning at a different venue, taking another language, could be a lot of different things. And so programming is not like, going to a store, buying software and just loading on your computer or downloading it from a website and installing it. And your computer suddenly has this new set of code that it can just run and like, wow, things are different, or I didn't have this capability before. Our brain and body don't quite work like that. We have to present things to our mind and body, but we have to do them in a way that is going to make them seem important, and we have to do it on a regular basis. Now, I'll talk about a lot of different ways we can do this because this whole week, even though I've talked about the brain, I've talked about neuroplasticity, I haven't really talked to you guys about how we program our mind in detail. I've given you some tips, okay? That's for sure. I've definitely given you some tips, but I haven't really gone into the nitty-gritty, right? For example, in the programming world, we start out with our source file. Our source file actually gets compiled down into our OBJ, our objective library file, okay? And then the OBJ gets compiled down to an EXE, which is our machine language, which is what tells the computer exactly what to do. So the source file, which is what we can read in human English or whatever language you're in, and then we can take that and then we can go to the next level. And when it goes to the OBJ file, it links all the different libraries And it's pretty much ready for the final step, which is to create the execution. We can't just go from the main to the execution because we have to link all the libraries and have them all ready to go. So we're going to learn a lot about this. Another one that I love is something called Autosuggestion. Now, again, I'm not going to get into all the topics today. That's not what today's program is about. I think it comes down to the fact that we have to be spiriting an attitude of curiosity and bristled enthusiasm. Okay? And I think a lot of people don't realize that's something important. Does that mean something to all you guys? Maybe. Does it mean that we can just look at something and learn it? What does that mean to you? I think what it comes down to is the fact that we have this desire to want to change. And we think that if we just do something like quickly, it's going to change. It's not. Can we learn some things quickly? Yes. But can we form a habit that will reshape our body on autopilot quickly? No, unfortunately. We might be able to learn, whether red means stop and green means go, but it's a while before our body actually has to become autonomous and just be able to make the decision based on the color. If you remember my show from the other day, I said there was a gentleman who actually got pulled over for going through a red light. And so he got pulled over, and the cop said, can I have your license and registration? He gave it to him. And an interesting thing happened. He goes, you went through a red light. He goes, no, I didn't. He goes, yes, you did. The light was red. And he said to the officer, he says, well, officer, I just want to let you know, I'm colorblind. And the way I tell the lights is the position, such as if they're sideways or if they're up. I know if they're sideways to the left is red, to the right is green. And if they're vertical, the top is red and the bottom is green. The bottom light was on, and that means it's green. He says, hang on a minute. Let's go take a walk back to the traffic light, which is right back there. He goes, what color is the light right now? He asked him. He didn't even look at the light yet. He says, sir, the light is the light is green. Cop looks up. He says, no, it's not. It's red. Oh, he goes, oh, for Pete's sake. He's like, they hung the light wrong. They hung the light upside down. So obviously he didn't give him a ticket. And he called the DPW or the people that hang the lights. They hung the light wrong. And so we get so accustomed to doing things because of a surrounding, because of a certain situation, right? It's not something that I feel just happens to us, but I feel it's something that I believe makes a difference in our lives, right? It makes a difference in our lives. Why? Because we are environmental creatures, okay? We are very concerned about our environment, right? If we don't understand our environment, then how do we ever do anything? And I think that can be challenging for some people. By that, I will tell you that it's I think it's something that is very challenging for a lot of people. It's almost like targeting the wrong audience. That's what this is like. It's targeting the wrong audience over and over again. And as much as you think you can just target anywhere, you can't. You have to target people that are going to want to let's say, learn about your products and your services, if that's what you're doing. I mean, I don't know. I think sometimes people get tripped up. You know why? Because they don't understand the fact that they are being a certain way, that they're doing something a certain way. And so when we start to recognize that even though our surroundings might be wrong, okay, we have to respond differently. That's hard for a lot of people. How do you respond differently to something when you don't even know how to respond, right? That's extremely, extremely difficult. So this entire week, ladies and gentlemen, in case you just joined us, we're going to be talking about, we already talked about what program is and reprogram is. Your whole life, you're reprogramming yourself because, see, when you were younger, you took everything in like a sieve, whether you wanted to or not. And we still do that a lot of times, right? People might say to you, you're never going to be wealthy. People might say, you're never going to have a relationship. And you keep hearing this stuff over and over again, and you keep believing it, right? Our beliefs create our perceptions. Our perceptions become our reality. We're going to talk about positive affirmations. We're going to talk about visualization. We're going to talk about hypnosis, subliminal audio, video. We're going to talk about meditation. We're going to talk about controlling your will and habits. We're going to talk about autosuggestion. A lot of cool stuff, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. And like I said, I did have to re-record this today. So you're going to see me later on tonight. So you're going to get 2 shows in one day just because yesterday's show, there was no audio. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope you enjoy the beautiful weather if it's nice outside. And I hope that you decide to digest some of these powerful nuggets I have at believemeachieve.com, and you'll get insights to more of my amazing creations. Have yourself a great rest of your day. I'll catch you guys later. And this is going to be a very powerful week. So make sure you grab your proverbial cocktail or drink or water or whatever have you, or snacks. Sit back and relax because there's a lot of learning going to go on. All right. So I hope you're ready for it. And I hope you'll use this to empower your life and others. Take care, everyone.